Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, where today we are going to try and finish up Tainted Cain. Even though we only played him last week, I would like to be done with this one. Instantly getting hit by the first enemy in the game, very good, very strong start. This time around, my map icons are not upside down, so honestly things are looking pretty positive. I might pick up a heart if there is one. I'll take that. I'll take the bombs as well, actually, and just leave the rest over there. Maybe we'll play it a little bit more carefully from this point on. Maybe this character's just gonna die somewhere along the line. It's always exciting to see. Other than that, we're pretty much just gonna stick to the same strategy as the last time I played the character. I'm just gonna ignore as many consumables as I can outside of that heart just now, obviously. And see if we can create some easy to memorize recipes like 8 coins or 7 coins in a heart or something like that. And then eventually we're gonna do some shenanigans to make sure that we can do everything that I would like to have done. So now, just gonna keep moving on. There is a bomb that's pretty much unavoidable there, so that's not great, but well, perhaps that's just gonna be part of our first recipe. We shall see. It would be nice to find our secret room for sure. There is a rune there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 coins on the floor right now, and 2 bombs. So in terms of easy recipes, that one's not exactly too complicated. Can I push you away? Kinda. I kinda wanna shoot your friend here. I think once again that I'm going to stick to this strategy of just first getting rid of the smaller one while it is sort of hanging out and not doing so much, because it does make it feel a little bit more safer in the long run, especially since there is a lot of waiting going on after the running sequence. So this is my revolutionary new way to deal with my problems, and so far I'd say it's working out okay. We're still doing a little bit of damage to him every now and then to the big one, but mostly focusing on the smaller one while they're still intertwined with one another. He should actually be probably dead soon, I would say. He's been hit a lot. Come on, there you go. And now we just have to focus on the big one. I do feel it's a little bit slower, so maybe that's the reason why it's not a commonly done occurrence. There is a lot of coins on this floor, so that's nice. Get that, get that, get that, get that. And let's get this bomb since it's pretty much unavoidable. That is extra curse rooms, which I'm not super excited by. Let's see what it is with a heart. This game-breaking bug, which could be interesting actually, because it can change consumables into other ones, which definitely does have its uses. Let's just see what it is if you have a heart and a bomb in your recipe. I genuinely, once again, do not know where the secret room is, unfortunately. Candy heart. Alright, that's actually really nice. So that means we're gonna get stat ups every time we pick up a red heart. And you might be able to understand why that's amazing. So for now, I'm gonna try... I kinda wanna try to find my secret room. And there isn't that many places where it could be. I think it's underneath the shop. I think that's by far the most likely contender of where it could be. And it is over there, so that's nice. Because all the other entrances were blocked and such and such. 5 more coins, that's good. We didn't see many keys. In fact, we found 0, so that's not great. Once again, I would like to hide that because I'm not interested. I'd like to just play this somewhat regularly, as if we do not have a mod that can probably tell us exactly what we need to do. Because quite frankly, I do think the mod is slowly getting to the point where you could probably just use it to get the recipes correctly, and it would probably work, but I kind of like this way of playing the character at this point. I've kind of gotten used to it, so we're just going to keep moving on. I'm going to put the rune in, just because Burkano is not that interesting. And Piggy Bank is, so I would say that we basically have everything we need at this stage to win, so that's good. We get a little bit of tier rate from picking up that soul heart. And I'm probably gonna go to the chest first. I think that's probably the way to go. to go to like, well, maybe Hush and then the chest. And if the chest then has a Delirium portal, we can move on. If it doesn't have a Delirium portal, that's fine as well. Either of these doesn't matter. I'll actually just take the key for now, just because my key count's pretty rough. We have a Soul Heart, so we have a little bit of protection. I'd once again like to go for Angel Rooms. I'm probably not going to get Sacred Heart again, but we'll see what the game brings ultimately. And there is a arcade room over there, so if there is a Temperance Machine in there, then I'm feeling fairly confident that this is going to be an interesting run from the get-go. Might spend a little bit more time in the secret room than ordinarily, but we'll see what our arcade room has before we celebrate. Because if there's no Temperance Machine here, then we're just, yeah, that does happen. Occasionally you get an arcade room where you just don't get what you want, so instead we're just gonna move on. There is a couple coins in there though, so that's nice. I'm still not too happy about my key count. I'm still just going to try to get as much money as possible. We'll probably get an arcade room in a future floor as well, so I'm not too concerned about that. And for now, we're just going to keep moving on. I'd like to see like 2 red... Well, I'm a little hesitant to put more red hearts into recipes just because they can lead to stat-ups with the candy apple. So that's a little bit of a concern, admittedly. What we got? It's a bunch of coins. Very nice. That's more coins. Also nice. Might be able... Does this work? Probably does, right? Yeah, nice. And I would like to take that. Yeah, I'm in 2 minds about it. Admittedly, if there's no way to heal, or no way to get the Temperance Machine action going on, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but there's some options. The fact that there's like a rainbow poop there as well makes me think I wanna mess around with the many coins that we are going to have available with a little bit of effort. There's a bunch of fool's gold over there. Like I think we can just instantly make this run real dumb. It does require me to find my secret room though, and I haven't really checked how easy it is to find on this floor. I'm not gonna bother with the devil deal. We have 3 bombs to work with, so that's looking pretty positive. It could be next to the curse room, but I'm not exactly sure what's in that room with the arcade machine and if there were any rocks there. But we'll find it out when we find it out. I'm not particularly concerned about it just yet. Ideally, we get to do just basically everything and then finally end at the beast, because that's just a place where runs end. There is no way to do the beast and then do another thing from that point on, so that would be our final destination, but let's just first see what we can actually do here. There we go. That is so many red hearts. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Probably wanted to keep at least a flame alive. I mean, there's a couple of flies here which we can mess around with. I didn't mean to pick up that coin, but fair enough. And a bond that's on sale. That's not too bad. Yeah, let's give this some thought here. These flies could be good. I mean, there probably is a secret room here, right? Yeah. Nice. Okay. We're just gonna blow that up. For some more coins as well. Very nice. Very good. And we go to our devil deal anyway. I probably should have blown up those flames thinking about it, but oh well. Nothing that can be done about that, unfortunately. Let's just let's mess around with this for a little bit. I don't know if we have everything we would really need. It is a little bit early to be doing this, I feel. But again, we can just make a lot of money here. There is a soul heart on the floor, so that also makes it a little bit more tempting. I'd like to do it with flames, though. I feel like that's a little bit safer for sure. Let's just do this. I'm a little tempted to explore the recipes a little bit more, though. So I'm actually just gonna just check this out a little bit. Let's just do this one. Sad bombs is not too bad. Detonator, that's an active item. That's a health up, so that's pretty good. And then there's the little ghost. All in all, not too bad, but like not super exciting either. Let's just go back to the detonator so we can get some more bombs. And just make that happen over here. I'm just going to put all this stuff in the corner. We have some bombs to work with now, so that's nice. Little tempted to just create a game-breaking bug, honestly, since I think that could actually be kind of helpful. But not immediately necessary, I would say. Alright, so we know that we can create yet another detonator with some extra hearts there, so that's good. So that is 10 bombs now, so we can start blowing up everything that we want. We have a detonator, so I have to blow them up manually. Very good, very smart. I will also just... I'm gonna get rid of some of these flies, I think. Because they're a little bit of a nuisance for sure, but not like a whole lot. I think I want to get the portable slot at this stage. It's a lot of messing around with this character, but ultimately worth it. I want to get the portable slot. I kind of want to play around with it outside of this room right here. I might buy an item in the shop as well. I haven't fully decided yet if that's going to be worthwhile. It might be. Ultimately, though, it is a lot of coins that we're going to be using on this. Yeah, that was a pretty bad haul for spending all of our money on that, but fair enough, it's fine. Let's just go back to creating these. Remote detonator. There is several bombs on this floor, and I'm not sure if we have quite enough to make anything work with that. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage here. Oops, didn't mean to take that. And one more, please. And then one more. Very good. Heal up with the rainbow poop. This is perhaps also... On the one hand, I can kind of appreciate that this is an option. On the other hand, it is a little much at times, I feel. What is 2 bombs again? Haunt. And bomb and a heart? That's the candy apple, right? At this point, I'm also just messing around a little bit more with recipes than I probably should, but... Ah, well. I've made my choice. I guess what I could also just do this. And also blow it up, actually. Boop. And guess what? We get 5 more bombs. Because we are crafting yet another detonator. Very good. That's also just a bunch more money to work with. Trying to be as careful as possible with these bone hearts as well, which is... They're not in great places right now, admittedly. Which does make this a little bit more fiddly than it would otherwise be. There's currently 5 bone hearts on the floor. I should probably just do this as well. And actually pick up a red heart on occasion to get that 0.05 tier rate. It's all worthwhile in the end. We might actually be able to just make rock bottom with enough bone hearts as well, I suppose. There we go. 4, 5, 6 bombs on the floor. Is there 7 and 8 bombs also perhaps waiting for us? I'm not sure. Also, that coin is in a rough spot, so I'm just gonna try to do that. That was perhaps a little dangerous in terms of our consumable count, but it worked out. Very good, very nice. Let's just do that. I believe there's at least one more coin waiting for us over here as well. Very cool. And it's all gonna have one big payout at the end, so it is ultimately worth it. It's just a bit of a process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 2 more items. Yeah. Kinda hoping I don't mess this up at the very end now. Because that bone heart's in a rough spot. I kinda wish I could move it at least a little bit. Right, let's get that bomb. I can probably move the bone heart at least a little bit. I could also just move the bomb like this, and then we don't have to worry about that. And then we need one more bomb, which I can't see on the floor, and we have 24 bombs, so there's a pretty decent chance we can at least reach it. I'm also just a little curious if I add a pill to this. Converter. I mean, if we don't get a bomb, at least we got the active item, so we got what we need, but I'd like to get 5 more bombs. That's not actually 5 more bombs. I just realized that this is not the remote detonator recipe, it's just Mr. Boom, but still it works out for the purposes that we use it for. There we go. Very good. Okay. So now we're just going to take that. We're going to just pick these up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. 14 minutes in, and now we have the death certificate, which I'm just going to craft in the corner over there. We can craft it because we're Tainted Cain, and that's just what he does. And we're going to use that. Very nice. So now we're in a cool room, or a cool house, a cool home, I suppose, whatever you want to call it. And we can pick an item, and afterwards it will teleport us back again. And there's a couple ways we can make this completely guaranteed. We could just get Birthright, because with Birthright, you just get more stuff whenever you pick up an item, and that also counts for the active items as well. And, well, there it is. So we could use that to make, well, to just be able to craft the R key basically guaranteed every time. And I think that's probably going to be the strat. I will just walk around this floor for a little bit. And if I see C-section, I'm a little tempted to get it. There's the R key already, which we could just get as well at this stage. There is a bunch of stuff over here, but none of it is the item that I want. I'd like to get, like, if we could just get C-section, then I think we'll be fine just to survive the remainder of the run, just because it's such a good item on its own already, and then everything else we can craft from that point on is just an added bonus. So that would obviously be quite nice. I have to be careful not to accidentally pick up something here, which I feel like can happen rather easily. The Sacred Heart is there as well, so we could just go get that. There's Death's Touch waiting for us. Like, there's so many good items in the game. And they're all so within reach right now, so that's just lovely. I think it was also, like, quite recently that they patched this area to actually be able to pick up items as Tainted Cain rather than just turning them into consumables, so that's also quite nice. There's Soy Milk Godhead. Bozo. I guess Bozo's actually not even too terrible in terms of items that we could currently acquire. And I'm just crafting whatever we find with the consumables, and that's okay. We can just craft an item and the game won't just kick us out immediately, so that's nice. Tech 10 is there, which would obviously be really good. But I've made my choice. I'm looking for one thing in particular. And that is C-section. There's a pretty good chance. It's right there. So we could explore this place a little bit more, and I will. Just to see if we can find anything of particular interest. Really just consumables is what I'm looking for right now, but as long as I don't accidentally pick something up. I like that the broken glass cannon is there as well as an option. It's just interesting that it's there, really. Not so much as something I'd like to take. Lost Soul. This could actually be kind of good. Just to create some extra things, so we're just going to make that. There's Vanishing Twin. There's also, I think, items we just haven't even unlocked yet are probably accessible here. I'm not 100% sure how that works. D1 could obviously be really good as well. Although D1 in its current state, I don't know how well it would work for the purposes that we want to use it for, so it can be a little dangerous for sure. There's Mama Mega, which we are going to use this to create Mama Megas as well. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So yeah, I'm a little bit in two minds. I kind of want to get just C-section right now, just so we can more easily get through the remainder of the run, but I kind of want to get Birthright as well. So after picking that up, you do just get sent back here again. And I'm just going to use these remaining things to maybe get some cool stuff. That's a pill bag. I think that's part of Conjoined. I think so, but let's see what else we got. We got the Luck Up and a little bit of protection. Mustn't forget to mention the little bit of protection every time. What do we got? That's still the pill bag. Let's put a bomb in there. Compost. Pill placebo? That's not too bad. It's not like extremely exciting or anything, but it's not terrible. That's okay. Would be cool if we could get like anything sort of okay. 50% off, yeah. That's pretty good. We got 25 bombs to work with now because of all that shenaniganry as well, so that's nice. Just gonna put all the pills in here. I'll take a key just because we only have 3 of them. And we might be 18 minutes basementing in this run right now, but I'm okay with that. Ultimately, the goal is to do everything, and that requires a little bit of preparation at times. Soy milk. Nice that there's a recipe for it, but it's a little bit too early, unfortunately. Admittedly, soy milk with C-section is not bad. But it's not quite what I want to get just yet. We'll get to that, but not just yet. I'm curious how this would work, actually. I feel like this wouldn't even be too terrible. It unfortunately did not change my tier rate at all from the look of things, which is really the main reason why I decided to go for it. Ah, well. It's all good. For now, though, we're just going to play the rest of the run for at least a little bit as normal. We do have the found soul, so we do get a nice little extra thing right there for our troubles. For keeping him alive, so that's nice. We did get the range up from that as well, so you could arguably call that a good thing. Yeah, I think the tiny plant was probably not the right call, but it's fine. Okay, so 3 hearts and a key is a part of the oh crap transformation. I'm kind of making a note of that, but at the same time, I'm not really. That's 5 more bombs, which I don't care about too much. It's just vanishing twing hanging out. Let's just add a bone heart to this recipe. Ooh, missing. maybe not. Maybe not. Cracked orb? Could be interesting. How interesting? Not that interesting. Restock with 50% off? That's pretty interesting. I would count that as something interesting enough to consider, because now at least we can pretty much guarantee to get some health. I'd like to once again try to find an easy recipe for, like, maybe some health and maybe some tier rate, though, because quite frankly, that's what we need. We unfortunately lost the lost soul right there, but that's okay. I'm gonna take the health just because I'm getting a little bit low there, but not really super concerned about it, but just a little bit. For now, let's add some coins to all of this and go with 3 bombs. I guess that's a pretty easy recipe to remember. For Dirty Mind. I'll actually go with that, because that can actually work pretty interestingly with certain transformations as well, so I don't hate that. Removes oldest passive item and spawns 2 ones from the current item pool. I mean, as most characters, that would be lovely. With Candy Apple, that would obviously be kind of a big waste, I feel, but especially so given our current circumstance. Ooh, that's nice. That's just a really good baby, so I'll happily take that. I'm gonna see if we can find an arcade room anywhere on this floor. I don't want to do the whole, like, death certificate thing too frequently, because it does take a minute to get it all done. And I'd rather not. Let's just see if we can find some more consumables. One interesting thing as well is I'd love to get that hallowed ground, because at that point with the poop transformation as well, that's just ridiculous. You can do all the sacrifice rooms in the game if you so desire. But tier 8 probably is one of the more tricky things to get as this character, I feel. So finding 8 pills on the floor might actually be kind of worthwhile to just look for, because you do get that guaranteed PhD at that point, and then we might be able to get some tiers up pills that way, and that would be quite nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. That's just gonna take a little bit too long for me. I might just take everything that's on this floor and then be on my way, though. Just gonna buy 1 item for fun. Dull razor. Not really super excited. Could be fun. That's actually a pretty solid combination of events, I would say. It probably doesn't pop that frequently, but whenever it does, it's gonna be fairly useful. Destroy these, get some money, and be on our way. We might not have a particularly exciting build just yet, but I mean, when you get to stuff like this early on, that's just rather nice, isn't it? I'm probably just gonna take the key. I'll put the rotten heart in there to see if we can make anything good. I think it increases your chance of like golden chest items or something like that. I forget what the rotten heart actually does in recipes, but it's probably something like that. That's Mom's razor. That's the box. It's a little interesting, but not like super excited. I'm curious to see what kind of consumables await us in the next floor. It is kind of nice to be able to guarantee a C-section build this way, though, because it is just kind of nice to play around with every now and then, and it's rare that you get it so early on in a run as well. So you can possibly do a little bit more interesting things with it. I'm just going to leave that coin alone there for now, because I'd like to put things other than coins in this recipe, perhaps. Like that. Gimpy. That's just going to create a bunch of red hearts when we kill enemies, so that's also just rather nice. We can probably make some use of that, so that's lovely. There might be a super secret room at the end of that hall. And what do we got? We get half a soul heart, and half a soul hearts are always fun to put inside your recipes. Not super excited by that. Slightly more excited by that, but like still not super excited or anything. Perhaps if we remove one of the bombs it could be slightly more fun, but for now... Oops, I genuinely forgot I even had the lost soul. Metronome, fortune cookie, that could be good. Because that can create cards, it can create all sorts of good stuff, really. It can create soul hearts as well. Once again, didn't get a temperance machine. That is a little bit annoying. Because ultimately, that is the main reason why I want arcade rooms. Let's go with 4 bombs for coins, shall we? Ooh. That's actually a surprisingly easy recipe for this. I'm actually just going to go for that. More tier 8, more damage, less speed. I will happily take that. That is a pretty good deal, but also, I'm just gonna probably create 2 more of those to get the spun transformation. Plus, I have had interesting situations with making multiple experimental treatments and just getting weird stat-ups afterwards. So I'm curious how that exactly works, but we might find out today. Probably just gonna buy both of those. In terms of like retaining our money, it might not be too great to just buy things all the time, but with 50% off, it is very tempting. Plus, we just made more money than we lost by purchasing that. Spent 14 coins, got 15 back. That's a pretty good deal. I will happily take that. There we go. Super secret room. You're throwing your life away. Thank you very much, fortune cookie. And I should probably go back for some consumables in a second, but for now, we're just gonna chill here for a bit and shoot some babies at a ghost. As was intended. There we go. Let's just put a whole bunch of coins in there, and then we can hopefully, yeah, get an angel room item. That's not great. Maybe perhaps with an extra red heart, that's... it's still not really that interesting. I mean, it's an active item, that's why I was thinking about it, but no. Not sure how this would work, if it works at all, actually. Also didn't notice that other Eternal Heart over there. Ah, well. I would like to get higher Angel Room chances, though, so we're just gonna fight this Angel nice and swift-like. Loki's Horns is actually such a good addition to this build at the end of the day, and I'm happy about that one. Follow the cat. Okay. So, I should probably focus on getting those 4 coins, 4 bombs things going on, but I'm just gonna get things willy-nilly and hope for the best now that we have an Eternal Heart going on. I'd like to get some Soul Hearts, though. Get that. Halo. Once again, slightly more tier 8, so I don't mind that. Could buy more items as well, but I'm just gonna go on a quick run to see if we can create something interesting with the remaining items that are still here. We could play with the claw machine as well to maybe get an item, but I feel like it's a little bit expensive, especially when items are costing 5 coins in total. That is at least a bomb. it's trying to get me to craft this, and it's honestly not a terrible idea, because it does get me closer to the Seraphim transformation, plus it's just a lot of shields. So that's not too bad, obviously. This is a little bit of an awkward enemy to fight, specifically because of a tiny planet, I feel. That's fine. Occasionally the babies just make a run for it whenever this thing actually opens, so that's good. Go directly to jail. I guess a 9-volt battery actually would be really good with this, because then you can create so many things. Alright, cool. An excellent, fully explored floor. I probably want to start crafting Mama Mega when we reach Womb 1. I kind of want to make sure that we don't have, like, Curse of the Blind in either Womb 1 or Womb 2. So if we get 2 in a row, that's going to be pretty rough, but I guess we could also just craft Mama Mega at a later stage. Like, if we're going to craft R-keys and things as well, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'm just doing this for fun. And the soul heart never hurt either. I genuinely once again forgot that the lost soul was there. I feel like the large quantity of babies that are currently flying all around us are ruining my chances at actually seeing the lost soul. Which means we're just not going to get quite a few extra consumables, but oh well. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much, but it is a little bit of a waste to craft that and then just have it die in the first room every time. I think we're fairly safe to just do this, because the babies are just going to go for it. Yeah, nice. I'd like to get flight. It should be fairly doable since we do keep getting angel room item crafting recipes here and there, so mostly I guess because of the eternal hearts as well, but we are getting some options at least. Small amount of bombs on this floor so far, if any. And again, I would like to create those experimental treatments to just get that spun transformation going on. But let's just put some of these in there. Didn't mean to buy that, but fair enough. I'm going to put you in there. That's a battery, which is kind of interesting, but not like super exciting. Not too interested in getting rid of all my pills either. I'm gonna get that. That's 4 pills. That's getting really close to just being a PhD as well, so I might actually just make this and then see if we can find 4 more pills somewhere, because I think that would actually just be a really nice thing to have. So for now, just gonna take all these things, not worry about things too much, just see if we can create something cool. Spider sack, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just not excited. Crooked penny, that's exciting, but in the worst way. I don't want to live with that level of excitement. That's either really good or just very irritating, so let's just leave that. Alright. I'll take the secret rooms opening all the time. Still just gonna stick with grabbing money whenever I can. I will happily take 50% more drops from poops, and with 50% more, I definitely mean something very different, but don't worry about it. I did that very poorly. Don't need to bomb any more walls, so in terms of bombs, we're pretty much good, because it's all just good stuff. Small rock, that's just extra things. That's game-breaking bug. What happens if I just have a soul heart in there? Tammy's head, that's actually... Ooh. It's a little tempting, admittedly. How good is that with C-section, actually? Because I would have to assume that's fairly good, actually. Surely it would be, because it's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot of attack. I'm gonna try this, because I feel like that's just gonna clear rooms fairly well. Oh, it's just regular tears. Aw, that's annoying. I was very much banking on that not just being regular tears. I was hoping that 8 babies were gonna come out of me there and just ruin everyone, but no, that did not happen at all. It was not what happened at all there. That's unfortunate. Well, you live and learn. It does work with brimstone, so we could just make a brimstone and have Tammy's head, and obviously that would be really strong, but yeah. Not gonna bother. Dark Prince Crown could be interesting if we're going for like a 1 red heart build. I think we can create PhD. I'm surprised we even get the Dark Prince Crown with this recipe in particular, since it doesn't even have any black hearts, but I guess it's technically possible. Let's see here. Pokeball, Eraser, Bogo Bombs. Yep, that's good enough on its own. Bogo Bombs are genuinely just so strong. Trying to remember where the 4 pills. Okay, they're over here. So get these. I think there are 8 pills on the floor now. So we're just gonna make full use of that. We are going to get not walk in there. Get these, and then we have a PhD. Not sure if I should bother with luck ups, but not gonna worry about it either. Bogo Bombs are gonna make sure that we are, well, we're gonna be able to create some more experimental treatments, pretty much guaranteed, so that's nice. Just gonna hang out over here. Eventually Loki's horns will happen. I don't even want to use Tammy's head anymore. Like, that one use was enough for me, but I should probably use it at times. Since with Tiny Planet as well, it is just gonna make a lot of stuff happen, so that is actually pretty good. Let's just put that in there. I think that could be useful. Whoop. Sword. Soul Locket. That's not terrible, actually. It's just a little bit of stat ups here and there every now and then. Every time we pick up one of them soul hearts, so that ultimately will just carry out to be very nice. That's a full key. That's a bomb that flew away. It's kind of hoping for a soul heart there, obviously, but fair enough. Do you think we can get 4 more bombs on this floor? Because it would be really nice to... Or 2 more bombs, actually. What? I don't like this room. It's not a good room for me. It is a room that is causing trouble. And I do not like it. There we go. Boomerang. That's nice. So I think there is hopefully 2 bombs here. I'm not sure if it changes bomb drops after picking it up. It does not. Okay. Okay. Then we're just gonna take that soul heart for a little bit of damage. Take the soul heart for a little bit of whatever. Yeah, let's take the 1 more soul heart just for good measure. It does protect. That's a speed up, which is also not bad. That's Lemon Party. Surprised we can even reach those hearts, but fair enough, I suppose. My range is pretty high, I guess. That's a luck up and a soul heart as well. Not one you can pick up, so it doesn't work with the soul locket, unfortunately, but it is a soul heart. Blue map, yeah. Might seem a bit overkill to have blue map and secret rooms open automatically pretty much, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Made my choices. We could get 5 more bombs and that they are sticky as well, but I think I might just put a couple more batteries in there and see if we can make something cool, and if not, we'll just move on. Bean! Candle? I guess I'll take the candle. Not sure why I didn't do it in the secret room, but don't worry about it. This is very much just a get stuff and move on kind of run. Simply because of the things that lay ahead of us. Curse of the Maze. That could be pretty annoying, actually, if that takes us into the boss room and we are not quite ready for it. I once again forgot about the lost soul. Oh my god. I am not a good parent to this tiny ghost. It is not working out at all. Just hear it die instantly at the start of every single floor. It's just not very good. It does not reflect well on me, but don't worry about it. He's doing his best. I'm sure there's going to be a floor where it'll survive at least a room. That's the dream. Maybe we'll get to an area where it at least does okay once. I'll actually take this, because that's going to be already pretty close to experimental treatment. And I do still kind of want to create that. Okay, here we are. I would really like to have soy milk. Like rock bottom soy milk, because that's so much to ask. Maybe like Sacred Heart as well, why not? While we're at it. It's definitely not impossible. Not sure how well range up actually works with this. I mean, it's a little fiddly with the sack, admittedly, but other than that, I don't know. Kind of want to blow all of that up, but I also wouldn't mind having flight for that so I don't have to use all my keys for it, because I'm a little bit low on the key count right now. There was a bunch of black tears that came out of that one, and I'm not sure why. This is also a pretty easy health up recipe, so that's good. Curious. I might add that to a recipe later. Just to see what we can get, because I think that's a pretty expensive thing just because it doesn't show up very often. But we'll see. I'm just gonna run in circles here for a while I create a bunch of babies that destroy the world. I'd like to get 1 coin, please. Hey, we actually got a temperance machine as well. Nice. There you go. That's a damage down, but tier 8 up, so fair enough. Ooh, we got a shield. Okay. I mean, we can't pick that up, obviously. I will blow this one up for some double deal chance. Might not be the best idea, but it's the idea that I had. Gonna see if we can get 1 more bomb drop somewhere. And we did not. I'm gonna just take all these keys, actually, because I think I'm probably gonna end up blowing up all of that stuff. All of those chests later, so might as well have some keys ready for that. Please give me 1 bomb. Please, just a singular bomb, please. Unfortunately, we have run out of bombs in this world. They have simply ceased. It is a shame for sure. But such is the life of one who looks for a specific thing. It is a guarantee that you will not find a specific thing. Ah, well. That's a trinket. That's a lot of red hearts. I think if we create items in that room, it is just going to create red hearts as well, rather than bone hearts. Just because of the layout of that room. So that's also a little tedious. If it was a locked chest, I could just destroy it with my sack, but unfortunately that's not the case either. There we go. Take that. 1 more bomb drop in my bag, and then we'll have this spun transformation, which should hopefully help out a little bit with damage if we don't get another damage down from experimental treatment. Whoop. There we go. That's pretty good. No more tier 8 up from that, unfortunately, but we might be able to get some more by just taking random stuff. I'm just going to put everything else in my bag, I think. See what we can craft. That would have been nice to have a little bit earlier. Take that. And how nice it is to be this character at times. Can we create something cool with this? Dog food does not qualify as that cool. Also, I forgot we had the candy heart, but that's tier 8, so I'll actually take that. It's also a soul heart, so I don't mind that too much either, but mostly took that for the tier 8. What is this recipe? Sad bombs, right? I might make some sad bombs. Is that also just gonna make tears? Yeah, it does make them spin though. It does look cool. It probably deals decent damage, honestly. But not quite what I was hoping for. What can we make with this? Detonator, ghost, tiny planet again. We could make our range just really bad. I mean, it's not ideal, obviously. In fact, I would argue it's just exclusively terrible, but still, it's a choice that we have. Boop. I shouldn't do it just yet. I'm getting too many easy recipes for soy milk and almond milk, but yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah, this damage is looking pretty good. This is pretty nice. Where are we going? Chest? Yeah. One more heart. Blood puppy? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. Okay, so at this point, I should focus on trying to create Mama Mega. Curse of the Blind. There you go. That's what I was talking about. We can still focus on trying to create Glyph of Balance. I don't know if I like that. We can still focus on creating the death certificate at least, but we wouldn't really be able to use it until the next floor, which is just not great. That's a good little bit of movement that happened there. I'm just gonna build stuff. I don't care anymore. We're just gonna just build some things here and there and see if it works out. Dirty Mind also just befriends all of these guys, so that's nice. Mostly I just want to leave this floor, really. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more money. I genuinely, once again, forgot about the lost soul. Until the moment where it made its little death cry and left us alone once again. That's a trinket. How does that work with this? I'm a little curious, actually, with all the nonsense we got going on. Because... let's just not finish that sentence. Let's just move on. And it's a trinket that can create shapes that are not suitable for YouTube videos. At least, like, especially combined with Loki's horn. When you have regular tiers and no tiny planet, I think. But we don't have no tiny planet. We don't have a regular tier, so we should be fine in that regard. But it is, yeah, it is what it is. Let's. What is this again? Arms pad. We can create more experimental treatments, I guess, just forever, right? Not sure how good of an idea that is, but we got more tier rate out of it. It's probably not a good choice at all, but you get 4 stat ups and 2 stat downs, I believe. So on average, it should work out, right? And so far, I feel like it has been working out more than it hasn't. So it is. You could arguably call it a good choice. That's all I'm saying. But that is very much on the arguably side of the equation. I'm just going to take as much money as I can because I'd like to have 99 coins for the next floor. Bobby bombs. Because then we can just create a bunch of active items all over the place and then we should be good to go. I'm just going to take all that. And that one as well. I'll put this in the recipe also. This might actually be kind of good. But I will just wait until the next floor because we just put a lot of expensive things into this recipe. Matriarch, no worries. There you go. Got some red friends for a little bit. There's an angel room there. I'll just put these in there as well, why not? We get 2 eternal hearts more. I'm just gonna drop the full card for a moment here. And let's replace that last red heart. And I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Very nice. Onwards to the next floor. Hopefully we don't get another Curse of the Blind. Otherwise it's fine, but it's just not ideal. Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Okay, in that case, we're just not gonna go to Hush in the first round. It's a little annoying, but I mean, I could try to create the death certificate, but I genuinely do not know if that area is affected by Curse of the Blind or not. Don't listen to the sound you just heard. And that's what makes me hesitant to like try and do that, because it's such a tedious process to ultimately not be able to get anything out of it. So I think I'm just not gonna bother. It is a bit of a slow method, unfortunately, because it means we'll have to do this route again. But I think we can do this route more quickly than it takes to make a death certificate and then be miserable about it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. Hope we don't get a Curse of the Blind again on the next floor, which, I mean, 3 in a row would be spectacular, admittedly, but I would appreciate it if we wouldn't get a third one. Let's just destroy these for good measure. Not many consumables, unfortunately, but we did get some things here and there. I could obviously just look up whether or not Curse of the Blind affects the death certificate or not, but I got some movement going here. I'm not too worried about it. All I want to do for now is to complete the chest. If we get a Delirium Portal, that would be nice. If we don't, that's okay too. Now we are going up. If we now again get Cursed the Blind, I'm going to be a little annoyed. Because I do want to actually make some progress here. There we go. No curse. That's good. That's the body, which I do not care about. So I'm happy I didn't create that. I'm just going to drop this full card. Because I don't particularly need it anymore. And do that maybe? That's a sword. I mean, it's fun. Actually, doesn't this give the C-section babies swords as well? Let's see if that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is the kind of things I need. This is fine. Just a whole bunch of swinging sword babies. We're just gonna... I will create the death certificate on this floor. Probably just to get an R key, really. But first we're just gonna have to deal with all the shenaniganry on this floor right here. There is plenty of coins on the floor, so that's good. The confessional secret room, I'm not sure how that's going to work out in terms of what hearts you get, so I might just do it in the regular secret room. I could have been a little bit more careful there, admittedly, but no. This looks so funny. I love that. Actually, so good. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it be this ridiculous before, so I fully appreciate it. Plus the regular, like, ring of swords that we got going on there as well. That's just so cool. Love that. Very nice. That works. That's, actually, I'd rather just have this, just to make life a little bit easier on myself, I suppose. Because I can use that outside of the secret room to just create some consumables, and that would be nice. There is plenty of chests on this floor, so I'm feeling fairly confident that this should be okay, at least. I laughed at the babies again. It is such a ridiculous build. And really, the only thing I really cheesed was C-section. Everything else has actually been, like, fairly standardly done. So I kind of appreciate that. Keys are usually not that important. I will just create a bunch of maybe not in this room. I'll just do it in this room instead. I don't like those spiky rocks. I guess I could just get rid of them, but there's also just regular spikes on the floor. I don't care for it. Huh? I didn't know it could create a damaging fly if I'm... Oh god. That's just not nice at all. Is it because the bomb flies are exploding near me and as such just dealing damage to me that way? Oh, that might actually be it, yeah. There's a tears up pill in there. I kind of want that. Just for a little bit more. Clearly our build was not quite strong enough as it was. I should probably just create some things here. Actually, I'll use Hematemus. That did not create the amount of hearts that I wanted. Oh well. Let's just do that. I didn't mean to pick that up, but fine. For yet another one. Need to be careful where the bone hearts actually are as well. That's some more money. Very cool. This is also actually a pretty safe room, I guess. Oh, a black heart. Or a golden bomb. Very different. Very different things. A black heart. Yes. Oh, that's actually a black heart. Very nice. Okay. Let us get some bombs, because there's a couple of them in this room anyway. Just gonna keep creating things in the bottom left. Sort of keep things in one place. That's a game-breaking bug, but there should be a coin in here. There we are. It doesn't, I guess, take that long to do this either, thinking about it. Like, all things considered, this is not exactly what you'd call the slowest process to get an R key. Probably shouldn't have picked up those bombs, though. I'm a little concerned if I try to pick up those coins, it's gonna not work out great, so just gonna leave those there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be 5. Like, my range is a little odd right now, and I'm a little concerned about that. Like, with stuff like this. Come on. Get that one as well. There we go. 2 more coins. Very good. How many is that already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be number 6. Probably should start creating things on the other side of the room at this point, just given how close everything is together, but oh well. This is good tier 8. I like this tier 8. This is happy tier 8. What a good character this is. I'll take that. Bunch of stuff. We can probably make that into something. Nice thing about this build is that I also just don't need to aim at anything. I kind of don't mind the tiny planet anymore either. It's kind of nice. It's working out, I would say. Whoop. I said whoop. And this could be good. Shouldn't take too long to clear this out anyway. Yeah, that's a decent amount of consumables. I don't think we really need rock bottom soy milk anymore. I don't know. Something about this is making me think that we may have surpassed the need for it. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell for sure, but I just have a good feeling about it, you know? Let's make one over here. That's 3 more coins. Several bombs. There's a lot of bombs. Nah, there's some bombs on this floor. There was also a 50% off over here, so I'm just gonna grab that to create some more consumables. That is plenty of bombs, as it turns out. So that's lovely. And before you know it, you got everything you could possibly want right at the tip of your hands. Just gonna pick up some of these consumables because they're in the way, but mostly we got everything we need. Once again, just doing one more recount, but we are at least at 8 bone hearts. Boop, 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 boop. Very cool. Loop, let's go find us an R key. There should be one in here somewhere. I think it has moved, because I think if you go to the next floor, it does sort of reset what this place looked like. So I need to be a little careful not to pick up the wrong thing. And just look for an R key. The moment I find it, I'm just going to beeline for it, because I don't really want to spend more time in here than I need to. For obvious reasons, because the moment I pick something up that I don't want here, I'm going to have to do all that all over again, so that's not great. I'll actually make that, because I was a little bit low on health at that point. And it just makes life a little bit safer. Health up, not too bad. But no R key just yet. Should be in here somewhere. I guess I'll make this just so we can get Seraphim, yeah. So now we have some flight to work with as well. That's just lovely. I like how all the items are sort of grouped together as well. It's just nice. Just sort of aesthetically pleasing to see all of the constellation items next to each other. Just looks neat. And the fact that you can just sort of make items here with all the consumables as well. This is neat. Battery. But not what I'm looking for. Bobo bombs again. We already have that, but you know. If we just keep getting one free, then that's just lovely. It's somewhere out there. Yeah, it's hiding out there somewhere. I know it is. I'll take the Dreamcatcher, actually. Why not? I may have missed it, I suppose, but... We haven't gone through every room yet either. There's all the planetarium items as well. There's Birthright again. Little tempting. Because it does it does Mega Mush as well. Hadn't even seen that one. Genesis. We could just make Genesis work. Oh, there's the R key. Nice. Be careful not to pick up the wrong thing. Cool. Very nice. We have succeeded in what we set out to do. There's Pandora's box. Tech point 5. Shielded. Curious. Curious how that works with the babies. And if they block tears, I have to assume they probably do. Every time I see it, I'm tempted. Maybe not. That's never gonna activate. That's fun, but not super exciting. Yeah, I'll take that. Why am I still crafting items? Why not? There's so many consumables here. Why not have some fun? But let's just move on. I don't really need anything else from this place anymore. Little bit of range up, little bit of shot speed. Let's just make the portable slot recipe and be on our way. I think we have what we need to beat the blue baby. It has taken almost an hour, but I think we are now at the point that we can reasonably beat the blue baby. Barely. We might be able to beat Delirium with this as well, but that's of course always a little bit of a question mark. Things can go wrong. Look, I took some damage just there. I don't have extra lives, so things can very much go awry. I'm just thinking about the next step here, because I think I kind of want to make Mama Mega as quickly as possible. I'm trying to think of what the best way to do that is. Obviously, if there's 2 golden bombs on the floor, then that just solves a lot of those issues. There we go. Didn't get a Delirium portal, unfortunately. We could do Mega Save, but then if we fail, we have to do all that all over again, so I don't really want to do that. But I kinda... If I can find any golden bombs anywhere, I actually wouldn't mind that. So we're just gonna go on a little voyage. Is there anything here? Gulp? Oh, I actually don't mind that. And then we have pretty much the next portion of the run to just look for another golden bomb if we manage to find even one here. We don't really need to craft anything else. And if we can get 2 golden bombs and then 6 regular bombs, then we have a Mama Mega. So that would obviously be rather nice. A D20 might actually just be a really useful thing to make, but it would take a little bit of work for sure. Isaac's fork right there as well, not too terrible. This is such a normal build. I could have this on other characters. Adoption papers are honestly not too bad either. Because that's just going to make familiars be available for sale in the shops, and that's just really nice. I haven't seen a golden bomb anywhere yet. Obviously, they're not exactly the most guaranteed drop in the world. I guess I had one on the previous floor. But I didn't have the idea yet about the whole golden bomb thing. And that one's on me, ultimately. I should get some money, I suppose, just so I can more guaranteedly make the thing that I want. Because arguably, I could also just start going for another R key immediately again after using this one. And go for Mother first. That's actually not a terrible idea to go for Mother first, perhaps. Just get that out of the way. It just looks so ridiculous. Oh god, it's so much. Virus. Yeah, I don't know. If we find if we find 2 golden bombs, I'll probably go for Hush. If we don't find 2 golden bombs, then I'll probably go for Mother. I think that's not the worst idea in the world. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just go. We have destroyed the chest. Very nice. We have somehow kept the baby alive, so that's actually kind of neat. Found another soul locket if we want to. But this run is just pretty much just going to be a speed run to the corpse, I think. If I happen to see golden bombs on the way, then I'll take those. But probably when I reach the corpse, that's when I'm gonna start making an R key again. Hopefully we don't get several Curse of the Blind in a row. I guess it might be good to do it in Gehenna, thinking about it if we can. But I'm not too concerned. I don't know, something about this run just makes me not too concerned about the whole thing. We get the gilded key in the basement for completing all of that stuff. We have once again managed to save the life of the little creature there. If it's just continuously dropping Eternal Hearts as well, we could just make a Sacred Heart, I guess. Which probably wouldn't hurt too much. Look at that, there's a little Fate's Reward right there, boom. Bunch of stuff. That's actually pretty cool. I will happily take that. It's not Sacred Heart, but it is going to make a big mess of things, and I can appreciate that. Is that something you can put in this? Yeah, you can. Don't know what that's worth, but probably a decent amount. I'm also not sure if the holy shots are ever going to activate like this, but I mean, it would be fun to see. Get the money and move on. We are not yet at a place where we need to actually look at key pieces. We just get an item from our little lost soul there. I don't think we have conjoined yet, do we? Might actually be a worthwhile thing, because that's going to just create 3 times as many of these creatures. 3 times as many friends. I do need to be a little careful here, admittedly. Because there is, of course, the danger of death when we are dealing with the whole lost section. So I should probably at least be a little careful during that moment. It can be easy to just run into everything and then just die to a random tear somewhere. Or to just destroy the mirror or something like that. I guess that one's fairly unlikely, but not impossible. Pisces, I think? Yeah, a little bit more tears up. Very nice. I'm not going to be able to destroy that chest with all that nonsense going on. I don't particularly need to fight the boss twice either, which is nice, because I think my build's okay. Seems to be working out. Not sure if this trinket would do anything for me, actually, but I might as well try. Ooh, okay, yeah, that makes them glowy. Yeah, that makes the holy shots happen. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, actually not sure what hit him there. A little difficult to tell at times for some reason. Just get some free money there. This could be interesting for crafting purposes. Just a little bit of black heart going on there. I'm just gonna get rid of this flame. I don't trust it. Ooh, we could create a little delirium friend if we so desired. I don't, but we could. I guess also with where the item room is, I'm not too concerned. Because it is quite close to everything. But again, it is a little hard to see, and we do have those explosive flies all over the place, so happy that we don't have to go too far for this. Whoop. Oh, let's make another one. I guess we could just make 100 lost souls, then we're probably gonna keep one alive. Oh god. I am not great at protecting these little friends, but fair enough. We do have a lot of little friends going on right now, I suppose. Speed up is not necessary anymore. Dull Razor. I'll actually make that just so we have an active item. Because I guess we didn't actually have an active item at that point. Come on. Another Dull Razor. Apparently it's a very common recipe. I did pick up the key piece, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of what's actually going on in this run because it is a little bit... It's a little bit much at times. I don't know why, there's just something a little bit distracting about this particular run for some reason. There we go. If you just swing the swords around for a little bit, eventually everything will be dead. There's Singe, everyone's favorite friend. I left that room instantly because I wanted to keep the lost souls alive and I was worried about them. Yeah, move on. I hope this is not going to crash the game because there's 2 lost souls and it will confuse something. That'd be neat if it didn't. Oh, it just creates one thing. Also, I think we only have 1 lost soul still. That's odd. Ah, well. Live and learn, I guess. I mean, it's unlikely that we're ever going to get this to happen again, I suppose, in terms of... Okay, everyone calm down. That we were going to have several lost souls, but still... I could have looked for buttons. I just didn't feel like it at the time. Interesting that we keep all these flies and things, though. I recall seeing so many of the poops show up here, but the flies kind of surprised me for some reason. They're obviously not going to do much of anything, but still. It's interesting to see them there. So starting on the next floor, I guess I'm going to create another R key. Then we're going to go to Hush and Delirium. And then I forgot to get the key. And then we're going to do the Beast, and then we will be done. And we'll have completed Tainted Cain in 2 runs. That is the dream. Obviously the dream is realistically to do it in 1, but unfortunately the Delirium portal did not feel like it that one time. So it is what it is. It didn't feel like it this time either, so what can you do? Loop. It's kind of nice to sort of not have a million abilities anymore. So we at least have to try a little bit, but at the same time, not exactly trying that hard now, am I? Kind of surprised we still have the A+ paper right there as well, but I'll take it. Not sure why I went into that item room. I'm not really going to do anything with any of those. Mapping would have been nice. Like, we have the blue map, of course, but... And I do feel like the blue map is helping out at least a little bit, but... A little bit more mapping wouldn't have hurt for sure. Because clearly the run's going a little bit slower than I would like it right now, and it's just unacceptable. There we go. A black candle, I guess, would have been really good as well, because then we can just guarantee that we're not going to get the stuff that we don't want. Nice. Right, so I'm going to create an R key in here. It's going to take a second, but it'll be worth it. That's a golden coin. Very cool. First, just going to clear out a little bit of the floor, though. Just so we can do what we need to be doing here. And also have some consumables to work with, of course. Cool room. Actually, a pretty cool room. Because I'm fairly sure that one's just going to create some bone hearts as well. We'll have to check that out, but I kind of like having the... Yeah, that was, I guess, to be expected. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I did perhaps ask a little bit too much of the game there, so you can understand how, after a while, the game gets a little bit upset at my shenaniganry. But I would still appreciate it if the game didn't crash like that. I'm not sure if it dropped the same item. We're just gonna find out later, I'm sure. Might want to, like, I guess be a little bit careful about not crashing the game anymore, because that is a little tedious, admittedly. Also a little tempted to just create a wafer or something, just because it's a little hectic, and as such it's very easy to just take damage that I don't want to take. And I wouldn't mind not being dead at the end of this run. Also, we lost the A+ right there because of all the damage I just took. Which might actually help with not crashing the game, I suppose, so that's good. Oh god. I think the flies have the sad bomb effect. And it just created a whole bunch of tears all over the place. I wasn't even firing at that point. It was just going at it. Which, yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Anyway. Having 2 secret rooms to create bone hearts in is just a nice little safety net at the end of the day. Just because you don't accidentally pick up a bone heart when you don't intend to. That's just nice. That's actually not too terrible, but not quite what I'm looking for. Was kind of hoping to get thing. You know, another active item with all the things I was picking up there. I don't really care about keys that much, so I figured I might as well try, but it didn't quite work out. But now, no, that works. I was gonna say we don't really have, I have to move a bunch of stuff around now because I grabbed the keys in a bad way, but it worked out. Once again, I have to press the hide button because it was getting in the way. I should probably just turn it off, admittedly, but because it is effectively just irrelevant to how I'm playing this character. Like, I don't need to know what the recipes are because there's one item in the game, which is better than all the other ones. And the item is called the death certificate, so yeah. It does sort of limit the necessity of the whole thing if you play it like this at the end of the day. Just not shooting too much just to make sure that things don't break apart too much either. Just gonna take the golden coin, I think, and see if we can make an active item with it. A little bit of a waste, perhaps, but at this point it doesn't really matter too much, does it? And that's a friend. I've realized that I perhaps don't need any more friends, and that it will probably just crash the game. So perhaps not. That's an active item, but it is one that on the physical side of things scares me a little, so just gonna leave that alone. There is at least 4 bombs here. So just gonna grab those. And 2 more bombs there. There's probably 2 more bombs on this floor somewhere, I'm sure of it. The only downside of doing this in different rooms is that it can be a little bit tricky to tell how many bone hearts you have, unless you like keep track, and I simply refuse. That works though. You can at least buy things to put in your sack now, which is nice. I do appreciate that. Makes life a little simpler. The bone heart is right next to the door, so that actually worked out. Bone heart is right in the corner there. That might actually be good. It might be terrible. I'm not exactly sure just yet if that's going to work out in my favor, but fair enough. Let's just go in here as well. Probably find some more coins. Yeah. Not quite. Does this work? No, that's a ghost. Does this work? Yeah. That does work. Alright, so that's 4 bone hearts in this secret room. Which is good stuff. How many were in the other one? Like 2, perhaps? 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. So just need to create... Where is the coin in this room? It says there's a coin. Oh, across the maze, right? No? Is it under? Yeah, it was underneath the thing. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. There should be some more coins in the planetarium as well. So that's lovely. I don't think if you create anything in the planetarium that it gives you like a specific consumable, unfortunately. So that's kind of unfortunate. Doesn't really matter in the end, I suppose. Also, we could just buy bombs from the shop over and over to just create these bone hearts as well, rather than just scavenging around the entire time, but oh well. I've made my choice by walking around. But just for the sake of expediency, let's just do this. And there we go. Does make life a little bit easier when you have large sums of money to work with. There we go. That is 8 bone hearts. Very cool. Quickly gonna grab the bone hearts over here as well. I forget where one of them is. I think it's right next to me, yeah. And then I should probably get this one first because it's close to things. That's chaos. Unfortunately, fairly useless as this character, but you know, it's there. And let's see what else we can craft with our remaining shenaniganry. I have not yet picked up the R key on this floor, so I will just do that now. This is also why it's kind of nice to just turn off items, like item descriptions while you're playing as this character, because it's like a whole lot of information that I'm not really gonna do anything with. It's a little tempting to just get Mama Mega now. I was looking at the everything jar and that kind of gave me the idea to just get Mama Mega now and then just quickly scoot on the regular path afterwards. As in, use an R key in the delirium floor, then go to Mother with the knife that we currently have, because we don't have to redo all of that. But it doesn't really matter either way, does it? We're gonna have to do a couple things anyway. Careful now. Feel like it always feels like it's very easy to accidentally pick up the wrong thing here, but with good enough movement, you're fine. It might actually be easier on keyboard thinking about it. But not super sure about that. Haven't tried it, will not try it. It's very dark in here. I do not care for it. I'd like to be able to see because I'm looking for a very specific thing. I'm looking for the thing that looks like a keyboard button. And it can be a little bit tricky to tell with all the text. I might just have to... what was the button again? F? Nope, that's full screen. L? There we go. That's just external item descriptions. There is something here. Collectible infos. I think that's the one. Yeah. Couldn't see what that dice item was in the top left, so I decided let's just turn it off for now. Just looking for an R key. I know you're in here somewhere. There's Mama Mega taunting me with the idea that I just had. And it seems that we have walked either past it or it's in one of the unexplored rooms. In which we also technically walked past it, I suppose, because we did walk past one of those rooms just now. Just double checking once again that it's not in one of these places. It is a lot of rooms just directly to the left for some reason. It's also just a very ominous place, like the sound and everything. It's just, there's a lot going on here. That just makes this whole experience a little bit unpleasant. Which I guess is the whole point of the old death certificate thing, I guess, but I'd like to feel a little bit more at ease. Could just get Isaac's heart and call it a day. But perhaps that's not exactly in my best intentions. God, there's so many items here. And that just makes it all the more tempting to accidentally just walk into a thing, get Gnawed Leaf, and then just do all of that all over again. I have not yet explored every room, so hopefully it's just in here or something. Don't see it. Still don't see it, but again, there's a lot of items in the game. Get a little bit of stat up still with that soul locket. Very nice. Could just get a part of a broken shovel or rock bottom. It's right there. Oh, God. The downside of this run is that it does take a minute. I know you get a lot done, but you are at it for a while. There's a stairway. Also a good time. There's the R key. That's what we were looking for. It's quite the journey, but ultimately, doing everything in one run is quicker than not doing everything in one run. Alright, let's keep going. It would be cool if we could get a delirium portal in the Mother fight. I'm not sure if you can. I'm not sure if there's a reasonable way to go to delirium from Mother. Except for maybe like an I am error room. I'm assuming that would probably work, but I'm not sure if we can exactly guarantee something like that. Also just really carefully shooting right now. Really making sure that I don't either crash the game or just cause a big old mess. We also got Curse of the Blind on this floor, by the way. Like, it's already, it's beginning again. Needed a little bit more damage, obviously. I don't know how much I can get away with, and that always worries me a little bit, but it's fine. As long as I can get to the boss and the boss dies and so forth, then we're good. We get yet another Curse of the Blind, so, you know, 2 for 2. Let's see if we can get a third one so we do not at all regret doing all of this on Gahana 1, because it's sort of incredible that we've gotten several Curse of the Blind in a row several times in the same run now with a character that's really rough to get Curse of the Blind on as well. Like, it's already pretty damn bad on other characters, but with this one you have so many item choices where it suddenly becomes so much more detrimental. Like, I could just suddenly accidentally replace my R key, for instance, and then we're just screwed. So I don't really want to craft anything right now because it's just not a good idea. And it's just a little worrying when you get that as this character. If you just get a bunch of them in a row, it's so rough. Doesn't seem to crash too much. Maybe it was just because my luck was 10 and all the holy shots were also just creating a big mess. That the combination of all those things is just a little bit too much for this thing to handle. That Dreamcatcher didn't have a dream in it. That's odd. Not sure what that's all about, but fair enough, I suppose. No, I don't need to. Where is our key in the grand scheme of things? I guess I could just try to create an R key regularly, because we do still need one more at the end of the day. We need one in the Delirium floor, and then it's just a beast left. But we are slowly but surely meandering towards the end of this run at least, so that's nice. The only one that's dying so far is the game and the... yeah, this is a good room. I need my babies to stop firing, and they are not. They are just... Look how long these things actually exist. Like, it's actually wild. And that's just like a single shot as well. It's so powerful. There we go. Let's just see if the super secret room has anything, because I'd like to just get as many bone hearts as possible, I guess. Just had a brief graphical jump there. Hopefully that's just gonna be fine. Haven't actually had that while recording with nothing else running in the background before, so that's exciting that that also just happens now. This run is a little bit cursed in a way, but fair enough. It's not just Curse of the Blind, it's also Curse of my computer just falling apart seemingly at times. Maybe that's why things are going so weird at times. Who knows? That was one of the red flies that we hadn't actually maybe even seen before, because usually the eggs are dead quick enough, but because I'm playing this a little bit strangely, we actually saw one of those little red flies. That's interesting. I'm just gonna hang out over here for a minute and hope we don't crash the game. Just gonna try to dodge. Probably not stand in the brimstone attack as well. I'm guessing this will probably be over fairly quickly here. Look at those holy shots as well. It's such a cool effect. No delirium portal. I mean, I wasn't exactly expecting one, but it would have been nice. One more R key. That should be... Yep, that is now on our little post-it. So it's just Hush, Delirium, and the Beast remain. If we could make the everything jar somehow. I'm also not sure if your recipes change if you use the R key. Because if it is seed-based, you're technically playing another seed. Maybe we would be able to craft different things with the same recipes now. I'm a little curious about that, actually. I guess I could have checked that with the thing I was about to craft with the item that I had in the bottom right, but I didn't. Not gonna worry about it too much, admittedly, but still. Let's use that. Could make another restock if we so desired. We could probably just create Mama Mega on this floor alone, honestly, but... Shovel? I guess I could create a shovel just for the sake of having an active item. But where are we going again? We're going to... Not the beast, we're going to Hush and Delirium, so we need Mama Mega. Just trying to see if I can very cheekily create a little everything jar just nice and easily, but I'm not exactly expecting it. 4.5 volt. What we can also do is just create a bunch of bombs. I mean, I'd really like to just have some golden bombs, but if we cannot get them, then that's just the way it is. If we don't have any golden bombs by Devs 2, I'm just gonna have to move on from that idea, I guess. But it's certainly not not guaranteed. Like, if you pick up enough items, eventually you do get some golden bombs out of it, usually. Lucky Sock has appeared in the basement. Very nice. That happens on occasion as well, which gives us some extra stuff to work with. Health up. I mean, there is Ma Omega. Taunting us, admittedly, but still, it's there. Fortunately, it doesn't drop a golden bomb when you try to pick it up. Would have been nice, but it's not how it works, unfortunately. I'm trying to think if there's other things I can do. Like, I could just try and pick up bone hearts. But getting 8 bone hearts also just seems fairly unlikely, all things considered. It's just, it just doesn't seem very likely. Hello, friend. I wonder what the best place is to get a golden bomb in regular play, because obviously you have the everything jar that guarantees it, but I don't... I'm trying to think of other ways to do it. Like, you can pick up a golden key and use a bombs or key pill, but then you can't put that in your bag. That doesn't really work. And I'm not sure if there's any way that you could somehow turn a regular bomb into a golden bomb. I'm pretty sure there's not. Would have been a cool mechanic, I guess, but not sure how that would feasibly work / be balanced in any way. But, you know, it would have been fun. Would have been neat. It's also just that it's a shop item, and I don't think there's any particular item that you can take to make shop items show up more frequently. Like you have with, if you pick up Eternal Hearts, you get an Angel Room item, and if you pick up Black Hearts, you get Devil Deal items, like, more likely in your recipe, but I don't think there's anything for that with shop items. Not sure, but I don't think there is. You could argue that money would be, like, a sensible thing for that to work with, but there's a lot of arguments you can make about anything, really. And that's where I'm just gonna leave that sentence. That's the mine, isn't it? Yeah. We'll actually take that. That's just gonna save some time in the long run. And I do mean the long run is like definitely over already. It has been quite the long run already, but still, it saves some time. It saves a little bit of time. There we go. At least it makes this floor a lot quicker. I might actually just make a Mega on this floor, I guess, because it is an Excel floor, so it pretty much guarantees we're gonna get enough consumables as well. I mean, we have 95 coins. It's not like we're gonna run out in any realistic way. It's nice to have that extra level of safety. We're not having Curse the Blind either, so that's nice. Plus this is going nice and swift as well, so that's good. There's a lot of bombs there. Let's take some of these bombs with us to create a friend. I'm gonna create a small hole there, just for fun, just for me. But with the mine, we can also more easily find our secret rooms and such. With the amount of bombs that are currently available, it's good. Everything's kind of far away, unfortunately, but other than that, it seems pretty good. That's some coins, a health up pill just hanging out, sure. Alright, let's create a bomb there. I'm just gonna get a bunch of bombs. Like, I'd like it if... Ooh, that's cool. I'd like it if the shop was just a little bit closer and that we could just buy bombs over and over, because I do kind of not hate that strategy. This also seems like it works though. Just get a bunch of coins. Also, I wonder when they're gonna nerf this, because quite frankly, it is so good. It is a very, very effective strategy that I haven't really failed to make work yet, and that makes me concerned that it will go away in the future. Let's just take that. And then the remaining 4 we'll just create in the super secret room, probably. There we are. Just get 4 bombs from that craft alone. Very reasonable. BOGO bombs as well. It's actually just so good for this specific purpose, just because you only need 4 drops, and that's just so strong. Let's just get a couple of these and then see if we can create an active item doing this. A little portal. That's one of the worst items to get. Fun, but probably not a good idea. That's an active item. That's 2. Now we need just a couple more. I'm not sure if there's any more bomb drops on this floor. I mean, there's the shop, obviously. But anything closer would be welcomed. Don't need to pick up money when I'm at max money, I suppose. But it's fine. Let's just do this. It gets a little expensive after a while, admittedly. Spending 9 coins on 2 bombs, it seems perhaps a little bit more money than you'd ordinarily put in it, but I'd say it's still worthwhile. We only need to get 1 more, and that is most of it already taken care of. Let's just get that. That's experimental treatment, right? And that's Del Razor. Cool. Okay, get the bones. And then we get to look for Mama Mega. That went very quickly. I feel like that went actually really quickly, but yeah, I'll take that. Loop and loop. Nice when the game works with you. Just need to actually find Mama Mega in this nightmare, and again, the entire thing has been redesigned once again as we are in a different floor now. I'm not sure what direction I want to go into. I kind of want to just check out the dead ends first, I suppose, but it's a little bit difficult to tell what a dead end is in this place at times. Could get another C-section, which would not help. I hope it wasn't in that room, because I didn't check it that closely, I feel, but oh well. It's probably fine. Right? There's so many like interactions that I'm curious about with C-section as well. Like with the scythes, for instance, would that be any different if you could just get like massive babies or something like that? We already have massive babies before with the run with C-section, I suppose, but there's still so many combinations that I'm sure I haven't seen yet and might never see, honestly, and I'm curious how much has gone in there for sure. But I'm having fun with what we got right now, I'd say. The one crash was a little unfortunate, but still not exactly the end of the world either. Where is that big bomb? I mean, there's the everything jar. I might just go for that, actually. I mean, I should probably at least look around. It is tempting to just go for the everything jar because it's right there, and it would honestly work well enough, I'd say. But let's... If we could just get Mama Mega immediately, you know, like it would ultimately at least save having to do 22 more rooms, because you'd have to wait for it to almost be fully charged before you could get 1 golden bomb out of it, and then you'd have to do that again to get 1 more golden bomb. Put 6 more regular bombs in there, and then you have yourselves a regular Mama Mega, which is just wonderful. Very guaranteed way to solve your problems regarding the boss rush, regarding Hush as well. It's just lovely. Have I missed it, or do we still just have a lot of rooms left? We still just have rooms left. It genuinely is quite hard to tell in this mess of a place, but yeah, it is what it is. Money equals power, also just looking at me like that. Like, that's just going to create so much damage. But there is Mama Mega. So with that, we can move on to the womb. Deal with Hush, deal with Delirium, 1 more R key, destroy the beast, and call it a day. We are slowly but surely getting there. It is a ridiculous strategy, I still think, and I'm happy that it works so well. I hope we're not going to get Curse of the Lost anytime soon, because it would just speed up the process to be able to just run past everything. Also, something that opens doors, I guess, would have actually been kind of nice. Like the sulfuric acid, I think it's called. Like, that would actually just be really nice, because then you can just skip every single room. Move on as quickly as you can. But I mean, it's not like we're going particularly slowly right now, are we? It's going at a reasonable pace, I would say, so I'm not overly concerned about it. The fact that we got full mapping as well is just really nice. It took a while, but it is just a nice thing to have for sure. We're pretty much never taking damage, and the moment we do take damage, seemingly a soul heart seems to drop out of me every single time, so I can kind of appreciate that as well. There we are. Just get some more damage in there, why not? Needed at 0.89 damage for the 100 small children that are floating around us all the time. Curse of the Maze. Oh, Curse of the Maze. I wonder if that would be troublesome if you teleport into your boss room with Mao Omega. I have to assume it probably wouldn't, but I probably will just wait to use Mao Omega until we are actually in the boss room. Will I? I might just use it immediately, actually, because it would be kind of nice for sure. Just had a thought, actually. If I use Mao Omega, well, not on this floor, obviously, but on the next floor, then I could just create an arc key as well. Although I don't know if that messes up with the death certificate place. I'm just gonna leave it alone. There we go, 2 soul hearts. Boom. We could create that. That's everyone dead. I do need to be a little careful here. I think my health is lowering a little bit more than I would like. But we should be able to get some soul hearts from drops anyway. We do still have the Cliff of Balance, I think, so theoretically we should be able to get some stuff here and there. Oh my god. We got an overexcited ball baby going on at the skull friend, and it is making life take a little bit longer than we all would have liked. But it would be kind of nice to be able to see my health for sure. It just makes me feel uneasy, you know, even though I clearly don't really have a reason to be. Because obviously things are going fine, but it just feels a little bit like things can go wrong, you know? I don't like that feeling. Okay, boom. Hush has been opened. Very nice, very cool. Please don't give me a Curse of the Unknown. I wish to have information. I have lost half a heart. Okay. Maybe we're fine. You know what? Maybe life's not too dangerous right now. Ooh, we can make the finger. We can point at everyone. There used to be a strategy as well where you would just create like fingers with this character. Like before the recipes were random, people would just create a whole bunch of fingers and point everyone to death. And because the recipe was so easy to create, it was actually a very strong strategy. And I love that. I love that idea so much because it's so dumb. Yet it's so effective, so you can't really fault it either. It's just so good. It just puts a smile on my face even now when I think about it. Even though it's no longer even relevant, I'm still just very happy that that was at some point a strategy for this character. Just so good. I need to be a little careful here, I think. Just gonna stay away from the boss for a minute while all the action is going on. Occasionally, just resetting the babies. But this is optimal damage, I would say, when dealing with Hush or Delirium or something like that. Makes C-section actually fairly effective. Provided you don't crash the game. It's the only caveat. Like the swords are all... Because the swords are spinning so much, even if I didn't have the shielded tears, I think the swords would just knock all the tears away. That's why some of the tears you just see flying away. Which I think is really cool. But let's move on. Please don't give me Curse of the Blind. I really don't want to find out whether or not... Okay, very nice. Very cool. Just a random Sacred Heart. Can't pick it up, unfortunately, but it's there. I mean, technically it could be here. Oh, that was nice. That's nice and easy. Just have Delirium right next to the door. That was a good Delirium fight. I would like to have more like that, please. Also, the secret room's right next to me. Like, this is about as small of a delirium floor that we could reasonably get to get all of our jobs done immediately. That's ridiculous. Actually amazing. There we go. Just one more crafting session here, and then it will be done. We will have completed the character. Compass. Let's just see. Can we create an active item more easily? Probably not. I picked up a coin by accident. I just replaced the wrong thing. That's sad bombs. Let's just create some money. Also, I just realized that I have this, so I can just create some money quite okay, I need to stop replacing the wrong object to create this portable slot. It is not working out the way I intended. There we go. That's another bone heart. Were there many more bombs? I actually don't recall. Give me 2 more bomb drops, please. Oh, bone heart. Cool. Take that. Take that. It's such a strange character as well, but certainly kind of fascinating at the same time. Especially since, even after nerfing him, he's just still so good. A little careful here with that coin, but I want it. Same with that. Probably shouldn't have taken all of that, but fair enough, doesn't matter. Boop, 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 boop. There's plenty of coins in here. Sad bones. Probably want to go to the super secret room as well, but nah. Let's just create one here. That one is going right next to the door. Very cool. Let's just move you a little bit with the aid of this regular red heart. Because I'd like you to not be in front of the door, please. Thank you. I like that that's a mechanic as well. One of those weird little thing that's rarely useful, but when it is, I'm pleased about it. That's and that's right. That's okay. So the recipes actually do stay the same then after using the R key. That's kind of interesting. Because I would have expected those to change per R key, really, but I guess they don't. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, admittedly, but still, it's just a little odd, isn't it? Doop, doop. Get that one, and get that one first, and then get that one second. It's also nice that the order of the items is irrelevant, because otherwise it would be fairly tedious. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. There we go. Let's just... Alright, we don't have a portable slot right now in our hands. But we do have a large quantity of red hearts on the floor, so we might just be able to... Well, it's not that big of a quantity, I guess. It's an amount. I need to stop doing this. This is... My babies are too excited about these bony friends, and it is a problem. And also the one poop that is hanging out in the top left over there. Oh, God. The one enemy type that genuinely struggles against most C-section builds, I feel. Or the C-section build struggles against it, is what I mean. Because it... Oftentimes you just end up with those kind of shenanigans. I need to get... I mean, I could just take damage, I guess, but... It's fine. There we go. We could also just make up a whole new active item that we haven't made yet, and then problem solved. Alright, let's just make that somewhere in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then number 8 should be over here. Hanging out. One more R key, and then we should be done. And what a run it has been. Certainly kind of one of a kind, at least, with this character. But also, again, just very similar to all my other Tainted Cain runs that I've been doing recently. let's see. For some reason, the R key is just hiding from me every single time as well, which makes this sequence a little bit more exciting every time. There is still theoretically the chance that I pick up an item in the R key room that's not the R key, and then we're gonna have to do one more Tainted Cain run in the future. I'd rather not. I'd rather just be done with it, but it is a technical possibility. Especially in rooms like this. If it's somewhere over here, then it's very easy to accidentally just run into something. But obviously, I'd rather just be done with it because they're just quite exhausting. It takes quite a while to get this stuff done because it's just several runs in a row. I'd rather just do one and then take a small break, you know. Just makes it a little bit more bearable at the end of the day. Also, I kind of wish that the R key was just in the first room every time because I don't like walking around in this place. It makes me scared that I'm going to press the wrong button. Admittedly, I could use the Forget-Me-Not, I think, to create a new floor, and then I'm guessing the R key would be here again. I did just see the Forget-Me-Not, so that gave me that plan. Not exactly something that I obviously wish to do, but it would probably work. Where? There it is. Okay. Just a little bit more to go. We're almost done. We've been at this for almost 2 hours, but we're almost done. And with a build that's at least very spinny. Just need to reach depths 2. We have what we need to put into the door, so that's good. We have the bag of crafting in the basement. Other characters can now get that as an active item and get a similar item. I'm not sure if the fixed recipes work the same, and also you don't have the little indicator that tells you which items are currently in your bag. I think if you just pick up like 8 items, it just gives you a thing or something like that. It was something like that. I have never actually gotten it as an active item myself, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but that's what I recall from seeing it in a video at some point in my life. There we go. I mean, this is going pretty quickly. If you could just do the run like this, then it's actually all fine. If you just do it like this from the start of the run, then you don't need to worry about not reaching boss rush either, because you'll just be there in like a minute. It's a very reasonable expectation for it. How are those bombs still alive? I guess they flew to the other direction instantly, but still, I didn't even see them at first. I guess if you can also get like a question mark card, I actually don't know how that works with death certificate, but I have to assume that if you could get the question mark card, that you might be able to just use death certificate repeatedly. I just didn't even think to look for it, but it might work. Because I assume if you use the question mark card with the death certificate that you would get the, you just use it without, like, using it, like consuming it. Admittedly, you'd probably need the school bag for that to be relevant, but I guess it could probably work. Part of me just wants to bomb through every room, because I think it's still slightly faster than trying to do it like this, but it probably doesn't matter that much, does it? That's a Monstro 2 fight right there as well. There we go. One more, and then the ascent begins. We're just gonna run in here immediately. Several planetariums have showed up with our ridiculous planetarium chance, which I don't know where the mod is. I just noticed. I guess it's not actually there. I'm not sure what happened to that, but yeah, we're getting a lot of planetariums, unsurprisingly, since we're not going into any item room. Which is a pretty effective way of doing things at the end of the day. There we go. Unfortunately, it didn't quite make it. I'm curious if that one shows up, actually, in the Ascent. Oh, it does.
Gone. Just get over it.
She could pretty much guarantee that he survives with, like, a full card.
How can you have spent our savings?
Unfortunately, we don't have a full card, obviously, but still, it will work. Does he give things every single time at the start of the... Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Might actually be fairly viable, even in a regular run, to keep those little things alive during these floors. Admittedly, in the later parts where you have those enemies that explode into a million flies and tears and whatnot, that's obviously pretty rough, but other than that, seems doable. There we go.
Shut up! You just keep pushing me like this. I'm leaving.
Just enjoying the ambiance of the end of this run. It's been quite the wild one at the end of the day, I suppose. It has had a lot of things going for it. I guess that floor was a little bit more tricky to actually survive, but fair enough.
Far. Did you hear how you sound?
I wonder how far ahead we are going to be of the actual dialogue, because I think we're somewhat far ahead right now. I kind of want to get that soul heart. Although they've stopped talking, I guess we're still like... We're going at a normal pace. This is how you usually do it. There we go. Almost done. One boss, well, a couple bosses remain.
Please don't leave us.
I'm sorry, Isaac.
Ah, the lost soul didn't survive. That's a shame. At least the TV boss didn't hear this, so that's good. Makes me feel a little safe. Goodbye, Dogma. Just... Oh, you're not taking damage anymore while you're not on screen. That's annoying. Can you please just get over here so I can actually damage you? Apparently we have found a small problem with the build. But I think ultimately it doesn't matter too much, I suppose. As long as we can choose not to crash the game, we should be fine. Not exactly guaranteed, admittedly, but... I think we'll probably be okay. I think the 10 luck thing was really what pushed it over the edge previously. It might just be like a thing of too many holy shots going on at once that the game's just like, you know what? That's enough. Admittedly, what we have here right now, I don't know where the... There we go. I was a little worried that we weren't getting another horseman there. It fortunately worked out. This is such a cool build. I actually really do like this build a lot. Just because I haven't seen it be quite this ridiculous before, but also just seeing all the swords spin around all over the place, it just looks really cool, I think. And the babies just seem to be there the entire time, which I think is really cool. Just gonna hang out. This shouldn't take too long, I feel. There we go, that's part one. And the beast isn't even moving. Ah, that's good. There we go. Blue key has appeared in the basement. We have a character completed. It's one of the few Tainted characters that's actually fully completed at this point. Like, we have Tainted Isaac, and I think that's it currently. We got Tainted Lilith, which is pretty close, but yeah. It is our second completed Tainted character. The run was fairly similar to the previous run I did with this character, admittedly, except we didn't really use the Angel Room, but we just used the Secret Room this time, which is, I'd argue pretty much a guaranteed win if you use the Secret Room, just because you don't have to worry about the door closing or not getting enough consumables from your crafting, but yeah, it's Tainted Cain. Tainted Cain, even after the patch, still absolutely ridiculous. It's definitely a lot harder to create a whole bunch of Eden's Blessings now, and I'm not sure if they still stack, actually. But if they do, then yeah, it's pretty much the same as it was, wasn't it? Absolutely ridiculous character. Hope you all enjoyed it. Next time we play, we'll be doing a different run with a different character. And I hope to see you all there. Bye-bye.